Alrighty, y'all. Welcome back to the live stream here on the channel. JD and Finn, you guys both got memberships from Proxy in yesterday's live stream. So, yeah, that's how you guys got those memberships. And let's see who's in here. We got Lucy, we got Brooklyn, that random guy. We also have Golfer, SLD, JD, Finn, Girl Dev. Let's see, Jim, Haley, and everyone else who's also watching may not be chatting. Welcome to the stream. A lot to go over in this live stream. Whole lot of things have changed over the last couple of hours in regards to the upcoming severe weather threat. A whole lot new model data has came in, so a lot of new information, a lot of stuff to go over. Let's go ahead and dive right on into this. Let me hope that I have everything set up properly, and I do. Yes, I do. I wanted to just double check everything. So yeah, we're looking at a day 4 enhanced risk for severe weather. You can see that enhanced risk right there. 30% severe probability is an enhanced risk. I do want to turn on the town names. There we go, just to make sure I have everything set up right. So yeah, this is your day 4 risk. You have this large slight risk and also an enhanced risk for severe weather. We'll dive into that in just a moment on the model runs. I just want to check some of these storms in Wisconsin. Yeah, these are just general thunderstorms, nothing too crazy, but definitely want to keep an eye on it just in case. We've had the same ordeal out here in North Carolina, just some general thunderstorms. Just make sure you're weather aware, keeping an eye on it just in case. Wilkesboro out here, the speedway in Wilkesboro is completely flooded. So that's pretty rare to see a NASCAR track fully flooded. So they've canceled today's race, actually postponed it till tomorrow. The track is completely filled with water in the pits. So that's a unique situation for Wilkesboro. We don't normally see a whole lot of flooding in that area. Typically, the flash flooding is just barely to the west, right out here. This is where the flooding is the most likely, so it's not uncommon at all, but just unique, the fact that they were racing today and it got completely flooded. So hopefully everybody's okay with that, but big flood threat has happened there. So we'll just start with the day 1 outlook here. So here is today's outlook for severe weather. We've got a marginal risk level 1 out here in the southeast, marginal risk out there in Kansas, and a marginal out there in Missouri for today, with another level 2 risk up here in Wisconsin. So there's your level 1s, and your level 2 risk is up there in Wisconsin and in Michigan as well. Tomorrow, we've got an enhanced risk for severe weather already. We have a marginal 1, level 2, and then a level 3 enhanced risk there. The enhanced risk is mainly driven by not the tornado risk, but we do have a 5% tornado risk. But the wind risk is what drives tomorrow's enhanced risk. We've got a 30 hatched area for the potential of 80-mile-an-hour winds yet again for this time tomorrow. And then we also have a hatched risk for hail as well, back out towards Dodge City for tomorrow. Then as we go into day 3, we have another slight risk for severe weather. So you have your other level 1 and then your level 2. There's no hatched risk just yet for this particular day, which I believe is Monday. So no hatched risk just yet for Monday. So Monday shouldn't be a big deal, but still something to keep an eye on just in case. And then our biggest day so far, from what we can tell, is probably going to be Tuesday. We already have a day 4 enhanced risk for severe weather. So 4 days out, which is Tuesday, we already have a level 3 out of 5 for severe weather. Now, the main hazard with this does appear to be damaging winds and very large hail, as well as tornadoes. So what we're looking at is we're looking at a potential derecho, actually, up here in the north central U.S. for Tuesday. And that, if it does form, that derecho and or MCS will have the risk for embedded tornadoes inside of it. And most likely, there is a risk we could see some strong tornadoes on Tuesday. I don't think it's going to be anything too over the top on the tornado risk, but we could definitely see the potential. I think the potential will be there for a strong tornado or two. So I wouldn't be surprised if this Tuesday, the Risk Tuesday, does have an all hazards enhanced risk, so a 10 sig tor, 30 sig wind, and a 30 sig hail. I wouldn't even be surprised if they upgrade that to a 45 sig wind as we get closer, but that's too far out to make a judgment call on. I don't expect them to upgrade that for a while, but typically once we see a 30% on the day 4 through 8 outlook, it's not uncommon for us to see a moderate by day 1. So just looks like one of the more substantial events that we've had over the last whole entire 7 days. So that will definitely be the main risk to watch. We don't have anything for Wednesday. Wednesday looks to be a bit of a recovery day for the atmosphere. Then we'll get right back into it here on Thursday in the south central United States. And there's nothing for Friday and nothing for Saturday as well next week. So we'll continue to watch the day 6 outlook for severe weather, but most importantly, we got to keep a very close eye on Tuesday's risk for severe weather. Our CAM models, which is our higher resolution, more accurate model runs, don't go out that far just yet, but that's most likely going to end up being our highest end day in at least a little while here. So keep a very, very close eye on Tuesday if you guys are in this risk area in or around it. So, if you're out here in central Indiana, if you're out here barely outside the risk in Arkansas, or you're in Wichita, if you're in or around the risk area, you want to be hyper weather aware because that risk area could change. We could see the slight risk completely shaved off over here on the east side. The enhanced risk may be pushed back to the west, may be pushed more to the east. So that outlook, this will change. This is going to change. Everybody who's under this slight risk and enhanced risk, not everyone's going to see severe weather, and not everyone's going to stay in that same categorical risk. So that's the thing, even with these big risk days, even if we do see like a moderate day 1, there is a higher chance that you don't see severe storms in the main risk area than if you do. It's just an elevated risk to the point where it's, a significant threat. But as of now, there's about 38 million people under the gun for severe weather. As you can see here, we've got 7,700,000 under the enhanced and 30 million under the slight risk for severe weather. So that slight risk is for a whole lot of people out there. But yeah, just make sure you guys are staying hyper weather aware out there for Tuesday. First, we got to get through tomorrow's risk. So let's go ahead and switch our scene. I hope that this is going to be okay. It is the right scene. So here's the models for tomorrow. We're not expecting much activity here until after 4 p.m. So the initiation time frame is about 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern. We should see some strong to potentially severe storms kick up. And then it's really going to be late evening into the early night hours that these storms rapidly intensify. Most likely have the risk for 80-mile-an-hour winds, 2-inch hail, and a couple brief tornadoes will all be possible for tomorrow. Then that moves off to the east towards Kansas City, should weaken, and then we'll move on into Monday here. Now we'll have to lower our resolution for Monday just a bit here, but you can see even on Monday it looks a little bit more west, so we'll go for this sector here. You can see some storms do get going here. but they're not really anything too impressive. This is the NAM model, so it typically overdoes the intensity of thunderstorms. Um, wow. That is an impressive environment, but I'm sure most is capped out. Yep. So that's going to be our saving grace for Monday, is the fact that most of our risk area will be capped out. So let's just pull a sounding in this ridiculous environment right here. And I'm sure it's going to look like a perfection hodograph here and a perfect sounding. But I nearly guarantee that capping is going to be strong enough to the point where the sounding is going to say like barely any risk for severe weather on this particular day. I'm going to open up my GR Earth so that way I can see these storms out here in Wisconsin. There it goes. Yep, like I said, nearly a perfect sounding. The only thing that's not perfect is the lower level lapse rates are very, very low, only 5.8, but everything else is perfect here. But yeah, except that capping. It's a bit easy to spot where that capping is in place. This whole area here, that is your capping that is in place right there. So there's a big capping that's in place for Monday that should keep thunderstorms at least somewhat at bay. We're still going to have the risk for severe weather on the northern side of that cold front, probably towards, Colorado, northern Kansas, into portions of southern Nebraska, maybe even into western Missouri. But out there towards like Oklahoma, southern Kansas, we should have that capping to the point where I don't think we'll see much severe weather. Now, if something changes in the forecast to where that capping might lift, then that's going to be a big, big issue. So I hope that capping is going to stay in place. Let me just go ahead and check this. Okay, we did get a considerable severe for Michigan. What's that for? 1.75-inch hail. All right, just wanted to see what that was for. All right, let's go to our GFS model run. We're just getting a new GFS model run in here. This might be the last time we really use this model run because we're getting close to the point where we have better model run data available. But yeah, you can see Tuesday, we have this massive warm sector here, very favorable tornado ingredients, and most of it is actually uncapped on the northern side. So that's why we have that enhanced risk for severe weather already out from the Storm Prediction Center. Now, if we go another frame, you'll see another area in Oklahoma and Texas and into Kansas as well. However, once again, that should, keyword should, stay at least relatively capped. Now, that's not as bad of a capping as Monday. Storms would probably be able to break through, at least a few isolated thunderstorms will be able to break through that capping on Tuesday night out there in Oklahoma. Whereas, like I said, for, Monday, let's go all the way to Monday here. Monday, we should have that capping, should be decently strong. Yeah, over 150 throughout most of the area. So, pretty much if it's below 50 Sen, I still, if it's below 50 Sen, I still say that the potential for severe weather is going to exist there. Because typically, if you're at negative 50 Sen, sometimes you can see thunderstorms break through, and other times they just can't break through at all. So, really over 50 is to the point where barely any storms are going to be able to get through. But, if you're at negative 50 Sen, there's a good chance that's still going to cap out thunderstorms and they're not going to be able to be as intense. So either way, even if we have like negative 30 to negative 50 Sen out here for Tuesday, that's still going to put at least somewhat of a lid on the atmosphere to the point where it shouldn't be the worst severe threat. It shouldn't be too rough out there in Oklahoma and Texas for Tuesday, but like I said, we'll keep an eye on it. And then Wednesday is just a whole lot of uncertainty. I've already talked about that yesterday. Just a lot of uncertainty out there in Indiana, Illinois, and Kentucky on where the main risk area may set up. But we'll keep an eye on Wednesday as well. And then as we go into Thursday, we'll be watching out there towards Texas. Let me choose a different model run. So yeah, and then as we go into Thursday, we'll watch out towards this area for severe potential, towards Arkansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Texas for severe potential. But the main day is right now very much Tuesday. Tuesday looks like the biggest day easily. Tuesday easily looks like the biggest day for severe weather. So that's going to be the day that we probably cover for a very long time on this channel. So make sure y'all are subscribed. And you can see, look at that. Look at that trough. You can actually see the trough. So that was a question with most of these severe threats. If I go back a bit, there's barely any jet stream. So for tomorrow's threat, you could see there's an embedded shortwave, but it's not impressive. It's not really the most impressive thing. I'm going to quickly do this. You know what? We're going to switch to this scene. We're going to switch to this scene, and I'm going to put it here. So, yeah, not the most impressive shortwave by any means for tomorrow. But I do want to check the NAM model because that's a closer model run. And you can see that even has barely a shortwave in place. It has a bit more of an impressive model run out there in a shortwave trough for Kansas as we go into late tomorrow, technically early Monday. If that did happen, we'd have a bit of a better environment for tornadoes, but still the main threat for tomorrow is definitely going to be winds, hail, and brief tornadoes will be possible. And yeah, let me look at NAM. This is going to be a bad idea, but we're going to look at NAM for Tuesday. Honestly, not not as bad as I was expecting. That's definitely NAM for you, but it's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. Let me take a sounding in that environment. Let's see, we'll take one here. Just try to get where there's not much rain at. Just to see what the NAM model depicts. I thought it'd be a lot more favorable environment. Definitely favorable. Just not as bad as I thought it would be. And yeah, I mean, the lapse rates. Yeah, the lower level lapse rates lack for Tuesday. I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue, personally. Models are never good at handling lapse rates, so we'll see if that ends up being an issue later down the line. Like I said, I think Tuesday's main ordeal, I think it's going to be a line of damaging winds with 80-mile-an-hour winds being the main concern, and then a couple embedded tornadoes, and one could possibly be strong. A few could be strong, so I think the main threat's definitely going to be wind, and then the hail threat's also going to be present as well, and the tornado threat should be at least slightly on the tamer side, but still to the point where we're going to have to keep a very close eye on Tuesday for a tornado threat, because, you know, if we manage to see like a semi-discrete storm in front of the main line, that would be really, really bad. So we'll wait for more model guidance, some better model guidance for Tuesday. It's still far out to the point where a lot's going to change, but we're really going to be focusing on tomorrow's threat, and then we'll look at Mondays, and then we'll really lock in for Tuesday, because that's probably going to be the main day for severe potential. So main area for tomorrow, we have quite a big area to watch. So that's Tuesday's risk. Tomorrow's risk is a marginal, slight, and an enhanced risk. So that marginal goes all the way from southern North Dakota, all the way down here towards northern Texas, western Oklahoma. The slight risk also goes from near the Woodward area in Oklahoma back up all the way through near the North Platte area in southwest Nebraska. And then we have the enhanced risk area for like Garden City, Dodge City, Pratt, northwest of Wichita, Kansas, Newton, Great Bend, Hayes, Junction City, a lot of areas under the gun for severe weather tomorrow. And like I said, the main risk is really going to be the winds. The wind potential is going to be our number one concern. The lower level lapse rates will be at least somewhat of an issue tomorrow. I don't know how much of an issue, but I'm sure there'll be at least somewhat of an issue. I'm going to pull a sounding out in front of this environment to see how much of an issue lapse rates will be. Typically, they are an issue in 2024. Most of the time, those lapse rates are what makes our severe events underperform. Wow, that's a very impressive environment for Oklahoma. Just on the NAM. I don't think we'll see uncapped 5,000 instability. If we do, that would be crazy. Okay, that is so contaminated. Gracious day. Can I get at least a good sounding? It's hard to pull a good sounding on the NAM model when there's convection ongoing. It's easier to pull it... Actually, that's a good idea. Let me pull it on the normal NAM model instead of the 3K. because the 3K is tricky to. Man, there's just so much convection. I don't think I could pull a good sounding here. There's convection all over the place. I'm trying to pull a sounding, but it ain't working. Oh well. I'll keep pulling those, and once I get a good one, I'll let y'all know. Dang. Okay, I don't think we're gonna have 10-kilometer lower level lapse rates. Okay, lapse rates may not be an issue. 10 lower level kilometer lapse rates is absurd. Let me pull a different one. Central Indiana will see anything on the 21st, 22nd. Your main risk is going to be overnight, unfortunately. So yeah, you'll probably see at least thunderstorms Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. That was lucky without any voice. Gracious.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did they hear that?
Yeah, they did.
I'm ready to get. I'm about to get flooded with tags and flips. My bad. I was trying to whisper but talk at the same time. Like I was trying to do this. TRG.
That did not work at all. Like,
Yeah, no, it didn't work at all. Guess what? Mute me real quick.
How close are we just saying I thought it was Batman? That's crazy. Oh,
I love scaring chat. Honestly, it's kind of funny. Although I'm sorry for scaring y'all, it's kind of funny seeing y'all say, "Oh my lord."
Man, yeah, that's because we have the best chat ever. They're great. All right, I did. Oh man, yes, you're muted. Gracious. Oh, you dead for tomorrow? Did he go? Did he send you any pictures of it? My word. That was crazy. Okay, sure. Now try to say hello again.
Hello.
Dude.
What up, yo?
Yeah, that's lucky. He's been in the call for a bit. He's just been muted, so he's alive.
Yeah.
Thank you half for subscribing, by the way.
Stuff.
You were what?
I was finishing some stuff.
Oh, okay.
With streams and stuff. You already know.
Well, I mean, this is a briefing, so I imagine I'm not gonna need you to talk too much. What are the chances you're available Tuesday?
Pretty good.
Oh, really?
Yep, no work.
Lucky available for an enhanced risk? Wow.
Yep, you're right.
So wait, you should be available tomorrow too, right?
No, actually, I will not be able to be available because I have a party, like a birthday party to go to.
Oh, dang it. Oh well, hopefully you'll be available Tuesday. That's the main day.
Well, actually, what time tomorrow?
Like after 6 probably.
Ooh, you know what? Maybe.
Yeah, like the main event starts to kick off at probably. This is gonna change. I swear, Lucky. Model runs 7 o'clock. I can nearly guarantee you by tomorrow morning they're gonna push back to 2, 3 o'clock. Because that's normally what they do. It's like 7 o'clock's your severe threat. You got plenty of time to do whatever you want throughout the day and then get ready to stream. Then nope. All right. Well, just scream at me if you want to say anything.
All right, got you.
I guess I'll just mute. Yeah. So the risk areas, there's multiple different days. We're not just talking about one day for severe weather. So you saw the thumbnail and there's a big area for risks. That's because we have multiple days. So for today, we've got the marginal out here, marginal up here, which is a level 1, and then another level 1 in Kansas. Then we have a marginal tomorrow, slight risk tomorrow, enhanced risk tomorrow. Then on day 3, we have another marginal level 1, slight risk level 2. Then on day 4, we have another slight risk level 2, another enhanced risk level 3. And then on day 6, we've got another slight risk as well. So we have a lot of severe weather opportunities. Today, really, if you're in this general area here, this general area right here, you're going to be at risk for severe weather this whole week. Some of you guys may not see any severe weather. Some of you guys, unfortunately, may see tornadoes or damaging winds or very large hail. The good news with this system is overall the tornado threat looks to be lower. It's definitely present, but I don't see a massive tornado outbreak day. I do see a significant severe weather day, multiple significant severe weather days, and maybe even a significant severe outbreak potential. But that severe outbreak would most likely not have that big of a tornado threat. I just don't see too much of a tornado threat. Okay, let me put it this way. If we're going to have a tornado threat, we're going to have it Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be the most notable day for everything, for large hail, damaging winds, and especially the damaging wind side of things, but also tornadoes. So I think tomorrow's main threat will be wind, and then we'll go into, geez, what's the day after that? Monday. Monday, I don't know. It will probably be wind and hail and maybe a brief tornado risk. Then Tuesday, we're going to be big time damaging winds, multiple embedded tornadoes, maybe even a strong tornado potential, very large hail as well. And then Wednesday, we'll probably continue that threat into Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, maybe even Mississippi, Alabama, for the same hazards, but it should be a little bit lower. So it should be, isolated damaging winds, isolated very large hail, and a couple brief tornadoes possible. Then we'll move into Thursday. Thursday, I don't know. I think it's going to be mainly a wind and a hail threat. I don't think Thursday is going to be that big for tornadoes. I haven't looked too much into Thursday's risk because it's far out. Let me see what the SPC says. I'm sure they don't mention much about a tornado threat because I don't see a trough or anything that's going to be, increasing that tornado threat. Severe thunderstorm potential across Oklahoma into the Arklatex. So they don't say anything about the hazards. But yeah, that's just my thought on everything. I would be surprised if Tuesday's not the biggest day. Like Tuesday looks big. It looks big. So the timing is still very much uncertain. We're looking at more of the broader scale thing, the broader pattern. I forgot what you call it. Yeah, but we're looking at more of, what's going to occur, and generally where, but we don't know much about the timing or the extent of the severe weather potential. We just know that there's going to be a very solid severe potential out there. You're definitely going to be at risk for all hazards. If I just had to guess, like the most likely timing, just based off of what I've seen, if I just had to throw you generally a time frame that I would anticipate severe weather being possible, I would say probably just after like 9 o'clock. 8, 9 o'clock. But that's going to change. It's going to change. So take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, we're just going over the severe weather potential over the next week here. So if you can, make sure you've hit that like button and share the stream. Those are the two most important things because with these briefings, the goal is to reach as many people as we can with the word of severe weather before the severe weather occurs. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button with the notification bell because we'll be live for, I'm planning for 6+ hours for Tuesday. Tomorrow, we probably won't be live for more than about 4, maybe pushing 5, depending on what the threat ends up doing tomorrow. And then Monday, I don't know. I don't know for Monday at all. I have no idea. That could be a 2-hour stream, could be a 3-hour stream, could be a bit longer. But by far, Tuesday is going to be one of those days where we're live for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hours, however long we're live. It's definitely going to be Tuesdays. We're going to be live for more than 5 hours. I can guarantee at least 5 hours for Tuesday. We'll probably start up the live stream Tuesday depending on when storms fire, but most likely we'll start the stream Tuesday at about 3:30, maybe 4 o'clock Eastern. That's generally when I try to start my coverage streams, but sometimes they're pushed back an hour. Sometimes they're way earlier. Welcome, Legacy. Rachel, you're welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Is that how you say your name? Is that a silent E? Let's see here. Lucy, welcome to the stream. I'm trying to see anybody else here. TRC, welcome to the stream. What else we got in here? Drew, welcome to the stream as well. Do you think Tuesday's risk will be mainly east of Lincoln, Nebraska? I do. I think Lincoln, Nebraska's main day is probably going to be, it's going to be a difficult forecast, but it's probably going to be Monday. It's probably going to be Monday. Tomorrow has the chance to be something for Lincoln, Nebraska, but it's probably going to be Monday. Let me see what they talk about that for Monday. Severe storms are possible across Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, and northwestern Missouri on Monday afternoon into Monday night. More isolated, strong to severe storms may extend into parts of middle Mississippi Valley and southern Wisconsin. Let's see here. Just skimming through this. Severe potential appears possible. That's lower Missouri, Mississippi Valley. Or rather, lower Missouri Valley into Wisconsin. Capping will likely suppress convection. So it's probably going to come down to the capping again. It's probably going to come down to the capping. That's probably what most of these days, it's going to come down to the capping or the lapse rates. That's what I feel like the main two underperforming factors will be. But Tuesday, I don't think we're going to have too much of a lack of anything on Tuesday. Tuesday looks like a big day. A really big day. I think we're going to have the potential for, honestly, I think we may have the potential for 90-mile-an-hour winds. It looks like storms. I'll check. But I think we're really locked in on a big-time MCS potential derecho for Tuesday. Yeah, we shouldn't see much discrete activity on Tuesday. If we do, it would be very isolated. Very, very isolated. So Tuesday should be massive for wind. When storms first fire is probably going to be when the hail threat and the tornado threat's the highest, and then they'll grow rapidly upscale into a MCS possible derecho, which will have the potential for embedded tornadoes, maybe even a strong tornado, as well as damaging winds, high-end damaging winds. I don't know if it will be 90. That's probably pushing it, but you're looking at probably between 80, 90-mile-an-hour winds possible for Tuesday. Yeah, see, damaging wind gusts will be the primary hazard. That's honestly, for a big day, it is pretty rare for them to just say damaging wind gusts. Yeah, they still say large hail and tornadoes will also be possible, but they're really, trying to make sure you see that damaging wind gust will be the primary hazard there. Linear MCS, damaging wind gust. What else do we got out here? That's probably most of the all hazards risk as well. Man, so they're not saying a derecho is gonna occur at all. But typically when they highlight a very strong linear MCS that will evolve over Iowa, Missouri being the primary hazard, and it's a high end or at least a really good environment for all hazards, and like I said, they're highlighting the damaging wind side of things, it's probably going to be borderline derecho potential. And this could be our most notable wind threat so far this year. I want to wait for the cam models, but I have a feeling this is going to be probably a very notable. I mean, that is just classic for a derecho. It really is. Just the low pressure and the orientation of the short wave and just how it's positioned, it just screams derecho to me. We'll see. We shall see. Let's see. What kind of reflectivity are you using? This is just composite reflectivity on a model run. It's a custom color table. I don't really... that's about it. Suburbs of Chicago on Tuesday. Wind. You guys love wind out there in Chicago, right? That's probably what you're going to get. A lot of wind, and it's probably going to be in the middle of the night too. Depending on the timing, we'll see what the timing ends up being, but it's probably going to be like 2 a.m. damaging winds. So that's going to be fun. Man. Hopefully we'll have some good radar coverage out there. I know we have a lack of radar coverage in Iowa in some portions, especially the northwestern side. The west northwestern side, so we'll see. Let's see here. Honestly, I don't think you'll be in much of a threat, Girl Dev. I really don't. I'm probably going to be dead wrong, but I really don't think you'll be in much of a threat for severe weather. Wednesday's probably going to be your best chance. I think Tuesday shouldn't be as bad. But Wednesday's probably going to be your most concerning day here. So, yeah, let's go ahead and pull out this model run again. So tomorrow, like I said, we're expecting thunderstorms to fire and really get going towards 6 p.m. near Dodge City, and then they should rapidly intensify towards 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow Eastern time, and continue to push off to the northeast when eventually the capping builds in towards 11 p.m. midnight, and they should rapidly weaken after that. And tomorrow's main threat, like I said, wind. Looks like wind is going to be the main story. Like I said, I really don't think any day is going to have high-end tornado potential. If any day is going to have the highest potential for tornadoes, it's going to be Tuesday. But like I said, the linear storm mode of that day should keep the tornado threat at least somewhat on the I don't want to say tamer side, but probably closer to the tamer side here. We did get a 2-inch hail report in Michigan just now from social media. That's from the storm. That's considerable for hail, of course. So we'll keep in a very, very close eye on those storms, but I mean, there's not really much coverage we could do for those. They're in the middle of a radar hole. We'll keep an eye on it just in case. So yeah, let me go back to our model runs. So here is our NAM model. We'll go throughout the U.S. here. This is going to be our jet stream for the next couple days. You can see today we have a jet stream over Florida, Georgia. That's why we have isolated severe weather out there for today. But that's really already coming to an end. And then tomorrow, as we go into Sunday, you'll see that short wave that begins to form out there in Kansas right here. There's the short wave that begins to form tomorrow in Kansas with an all hazards threat with damaging winds most likely being the main story there. Then we'll move into Monday night. That pushes off to the northeast. Shouldn't be an issue for the U.S. again. And then we'll start watching this short wave here for Monday. That should pull in through Monday night into Tuesday morning for severe weather in Kansas, Nebraska, maybe even into northwestern Missouri, southwestern Iowa as well. And then here comes our main trough Tuesday. Look at that. There's your big trough. Your big trough pulls through and moves fast. Look at how fast that thing's moving. So there's going to be a heck load of forcing. When you see a trough move that fast, it's going to be big time damaging winds because that is a very fast moving trough. I mean, it's in Nebraska on at about 5 p.m. and then it's nearing Wisconsin 3 hours later. So that would be a very fast moving trough ejection. And you can see here, the NAM isn't going to portray it well at all. But generally, you can see your low pressure up here and your line of damaging winds right there for Tuesday afternoon. Then that continues to move east into Tuesday night and should break up as it goes into western Michigan, maybe towards northeastern Illinois, eastern Wisconsin. So we'll keep an eye on that. Now we'll have to lose some of our resolution here for the threat on Wednesday, but Wednesday we should have another trough that pulls through, and that's probably going to spark severe weather generally out in this area. I don't know exactly where, but the primary threat will probably be up towards the Midwest, generally up in that area. You can see that on the supercell composite. If I go back one frame here, there you go. So that's going to be where our primary threat will most likely stay on Wednesday. And as we go into Thursday, I really don't think Thursday is going to be big for tornadoes whatsoever. I think it's going to be mainly a wind and a hail threat. And then Friday, we'll probably be looking at another decent severe threat. And Saturday, maybe some severe threat as well. But honestly, the biggest day by a milestone and a half easily looks like Tuesday. I don't see another day that looks like Tuesday. Tuesday just looks that is quite the threat. Looks like quite the threat. Let's see here. All right. Hello, Caleb. Finally. What about the wind shear on the GFS? I wonder what that shows. I don't really see Tuesday being a high-end tornado threat. It's definitely going to be up there. It's probably going to be the biggest tornado threat we've had in about a week. But I don't think it's going to be anything where we're talking about like, multiple strong tornadoes unless it uptrends big time on discrete. So it could go one of two ways. It could stay, what I think it will, and that will be damaging winds being the primary concern with a linear mode. Or it could go discrete, and then we're going to have a big tornado issue. It going discrete, I see that being a very low chance. I don't think we'll have much discrete activity on Tuesday, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. I'll update y'all throughout the rest of the few days here on that severe potential. Let me see here. So yeah, like I said, make sure you guys hit that like button. We're at about 68 likes right now. Let's see if we can get to 100. More likes we have, the more people this will be pushed out to. Greatly appreciated, of course, if you guys hit that like button. And if you want to, you could subscribe to the channel because, like I said, we'll be live for the next few days. Our coverage live streams start tomorrow. That's going to be the first coverage live stream, and those will probably last through, I'd say, Thursday. I don't know about coverage after Thursday. So this should be our last briefing, which is where we don't really cover much, and we just mainly talk about the upcoming threats. Ohio, I don't think Ohio is going to get in on much action, to be honest. Western Ohio may have a chance for some thunderstorms on Wednesday. That's what I would be watching if I'm in Ohio. I'd be watching late Wednesday into early Thursday for severe weather potential. So we'll monitor Wednesday, but right now there's no outlined area from the SPC. I wouldn't be shocked if they do end up outlining it, though. All right, let's go ahead and pull this over here. Just want to make sure these storms aren't doing anything. They're all just warned for some hail and isolated winds. Colorado. Still just barely any hail threats, some wind, really. Out here in North Carolina, very messy threat. I decided not to chase today because it was just so messy. Not much has happened, I believe. I don't think we've had much of anything. Maybe one wind report. Let's see. We had wind reports. Those are in the mountains, man. Those are in the mountains. Basically, horrific chasing terrain. You do not want to chase in the Appalachians. And we got a severe out here in West Palm Beach. Whoa. I wasn't expecting to see that much velocities on it. I don't think it's rotating at all. But there's a lot of velocities with that. No wonder why they want it for 60 mile-an-hour winds, 1-inch hail. All right, let's go back to... Not that. So if you're just joining, we are talking about the severe weather potential over the next couple of days. We have a slight risk today up in Wisconsin and Michigan that's halfway done. And much larger level ones all the way from Kansas into Missouri, Iowa, up towards Wisconsin, big marginal out towards southern Tennessee to Florida and the Carolina coastline. Day 2 risk, we've got a enhanced risk, so marginal level 1, slight risk level 2, and an enhanced risk level 3 out of 5 for severe weather, as well as a tiny, very tiny slight risk for severe weather in Florida, and of course a larger marginal risk as well for tomorrow. Main threats tomorrow is definitely going to be damaging winds. We have a 30 hatched area for damaging winds in Kansas. Main potential is of course going to be the risk for isolated isolated wind gust up to 80 miles per hour. Large hail will also be an issue. Isolated large hail up to 2-inch in diameter will be possible. And we also have a tornado risk as well. We have a large 5% tornado risk every 25 miles of a given point. So a couple brief weak tornadoes will be a possibility as well. Day 3, we have the same thing, slight risk for severe weather, marginal risk as well. So a level 1 and a level 2 for severe weather out of 5. We'll keep an eye on both of those. Now, it is not significant right now. There's no hatched area on day 3 for severe weather potential, but we'll still monitor it because we'll most likely see it upgraded for at least some hatched potential. I don't know which one of that may be. We'll just see once we get there. And then day 4, we already have an enhanced risk for severe weather, which is considered, the potential for significant severe weather. A bit more of an elevated risk there. So day 4, Tuesday, looks like the biggest day. That's the day that I'm watching the most. We also have a day 6 severe weather threat as well. Slight risk for severe weather out in the OKC area down through Dallas and DFW. Back out towards Shreveport, up towards Hot Springs, Arkansas. And then, of course, back towards OKC, Norman, and Tulsa. That actually includes Tulsa. I didn't realize that. So Catman's inside that, as well as Brooklyn. Inside that risk for severe weather on day 6, which is Thursday. I think the main potential will be wind, isolated damaging wind gusts, and isolated small to large hail. I don't see Thursday being that big at all. But we'll be live for it. If it ends up being big, we'll be live for it, and we'll be watching it. Even if it's not big, we'll still be live for it. They're maintaining that severe for 60 mile-an-hour winds, 1-inch hail. I'm a bit surprised they didn't upgrade that, just because the terminal radar is detecting quite the amount of damaging wind potential there. As you can see, there's some velocities upwards of 64 miles per hour. So actually, that makes sense. I thought those velocities were a little bit higher. They're about 60, so it makes sense. That's on the southern edge of the severe. So right now, our highest threats, our days with the greatest severe potential is tomorrow and Tuesday. Tuesday has, like I said, the highest potential out of any of the severe threats I see in the near future. So we will keep an eye on it. What can I expect for Tuesday? Winds. A whole lot of winds. I don't know exactly how significant they may be, but damaging winds, isolated small to possibly large hail, and a couple brief tornadoes embedded inside the line will be possible. So all hazards on the table. Winds are going to be your biggest issue, for sure. All right, let me go back out here real quick. And just a lot of lightning activity, nothing special from what I could tell out there in North Carolina, Virginia. Well, the enhanced move east. There's a chance it moves a bit more east or west. This risk is going to change, at least somewhat. It may not change a lot, but at least it will change at least a bit. as we get closer and we can, get more information about it and better model runs and better information, of course, day of the severe threat as well. So it could move any direction easily. Yeah. It could definitely move any direction. Although I don't see it moving east personally. I don't think it's going to move any more east, but it's definitely a possibility. I think the main risk area is going to be central Iowa, western Illinois, northern Missouri. Right in here. Right here is where I think the main risk will be. More specifically, honestly, they might even push that enhanced more west because it looks like storms fire a bit sooner than what they have this risk area outlined for. So I wouldn't be too shocked if they expand the enhanced just a bit into Iowa. Haley, like I said, the tornado threat won't be that big, most likely. We do have to wait till we get closer. There is a chance it uptrends, like I said. This is either going to be a big time wind threat or a very much notable tornado threat. Oops. Let's see here. Just checking some stuff. So that's our main risk area, Tuesday. Tuesday's our main risk. And then, yeah, we also have, like I said, tomorrow. We have our enhanced risk for tomorrow. Slight risk around that, marginal around that. So, level 1, level 2, and level 3 risk for severe weather. That is one of the weirdest 2s I think I've ever made. A level 2. It's more like a Z. This is a 2. That still looks like a Z. I can't draw a 2 anymore. What happened? There you go. Still looks like a Z. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and read the National Weather Service's discussion for tomorrow. Let's see here. Ooh, strong MCS capable of significant wind gusts. All hazards appear likely. The most discrete activity is most likely in northwestern Oklahoma on the southern fringe of the mid-level ascent. So probably the highest tornado threat will probably be northwest Oklahoma tomorrow. Weird that they say that, though, because the 5% doesn't even go into Oklahoma. We'll see. Weird how they say that, though. They're pointing towards northwest Oklahoma being the best tornado risk for tomorrow, and then there's no 5% there, so. Central Ohio could get some severe weather on Wednesday for sure. It's too far out to say if it's going to be, really bad. But damaging winds, hail, and maybe even a tornado risk is probably going to be present. Into central Ohio, though, it's... I don't know. The storms may be dying off by the time they get to central Ohio. It depends on what Tuesday plays out. Tuesday's going to influence Wednesday big time. Because if the trough on Tuesday speeds up, then the severe threat on Wednesday is going to move more east. Man. So we'll continue to just keep an eye on the SPC outlooks. And I'll update y'all tomorrow again on Tuesday's threat. But tomorrow will be coverage, so we probably won't talk too much about our severe threats. Tomorrow's mainly coverage. If it starts to settle down when we're live tomorrow, we'll definitely go over the next few days for sure. We will definitely go over the next few days. So, yeah. Again, today's risk area, not anything too crazy. Just a lot of marginal risks. So, a lot of isolated small hail, isolated damaging winds upwards at the most, 60 miles per hour. And then we do have the slight risk up here in Wisconsin and Michigan. That's ongoing as well. That's a bit more of a notable threat today, mainly for the hail potential. I don't know. Okay, they have a 15% wind and a 15% hail. Okay. The hail threat's really the biggest issue up here. We've already got multiple events of 1.5, 2-inch in diameter hail. Thank you for the kind words, dog, and glad to have you in here. Thank you for tuning in. We are 17 likes away from the like goal for today's live stream, so if y'all haven't already, hit that like button. The whole goal of doing these briefings is to get people aware of the severe threat before it occurs. And then once we go live, you know, on the day of that severe threat, it's all about coverage and what the severe storms are doing at that time. Let me look at the risk for tomorrow. Okay, so we definitely need to be live on the earlier side of things because the radar coverage in central and northeastern Kansas is garbage. It's garbage in dead central Kansas. We'll have the Wichita radar, which goes out to about here-ish. Dodge City goes out to about here. Then this radar will go out to about here, and that one goes out a bit more east. Yeah, so you got this big radar hole right here. Very weird looking shape, but you've got a big radar hole right here, which is a very large chunk of our enhanced for tomorrow and a decent chunk of our slight. Should I try to scare Lucky? Might try to scare him, or I'm just gonna say hi. So yeah. What are we at here? Hello, Proxy. Welcome to the stream. Let me get rid of that star. I'm gonna go say hi to Lucky. Hi, Lucky. See if I scared him. Did I scare you at all?
No.
Oh, good. I kind of wanted to, but then I was debating it. Did you see how there's a really good radar hole tomorrow in the main risk?
I have not checked that out yet.
I was just looking at radar coverage for tomorrow and Monday, and it's like, wow, that's garbage.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, what do you think about Tuesday? Okay, this is where he's gonna say exactly what the SPC said.
No, I don't have it pulled up. I definitely think it's gonna be very, very favorable for, like I said, all hazards possibly. The tornado threat is there right now. Right now, with what we have is definitely there. Looking at some soundings, I just pulled a sounding out of Kansas City. Decent photograph, about just under 5,000 Cape uncapped. Temperature dew point spread 85 over 72.
Did
Then
you
you
say
got last race.
5,000? I'm sorry, hold on.
Yeah,
For what day?
Tuesday at 21Z.
Are you sure 5,000? What are you using, the
Yep.
NAM model?
GFS.
5,000?
Yeah. Well, that's what the sounding says.
Yeah, that's right. Jeez. What do you think will be the main hazard?
Hail.
Ooh, somebody didn't look. It's a big time derecho potential.
It is.
Yeah. Just the orientation of the trough and how fast it moves, as well as the orientation of the low pressure and the wind barb, where the wind barbs are positioned, orientated to the northeast. So it's big time damaging winds. Yep.
Interesting.
Big wind with spin up tornadoes, and I wouldn't be shocked if we have strong tornado potential.
Yeah.
Embedded in the
I mean,
line.
with the ingredients that we have, I would not be shocked either. But
I think the main question for Tuesday is going to be if we see any discrete activity south towards, like you said, Kansas City.
yeah. So that has a very favorable environment. 5,000 Cape, like I said. I'm just gonna round it up just because. Good photograph.
Now, tell me
to get
this.
this.
Tell me this.
Here to get
Why
this.
does the HRRR, not the HRRR, why does the GFS not have anything firing in the warm sector, huh?
Don't know.
That's just a GFS for you, but what now?
Uh, get this. Last race for Kansas City, 8.4 in the lower levels.
8.4. That's not bad. I pulled one with 9.8.
Okay, never mind. Mine's terrible then.
Given it was the Nam.
Okay, never mind. Mine's more reasonable.
Yeah, it looks like a really fast moving trough. I mean, it goes from Nebraska at 5 p.m. to almost into Wisconsin at 8.
My bad. Main threat, y'all. Wind.
And so that travels. Dude,
Honestly, I was
that
taking
would
an
have to
educated
be.
guess.
That means storms would move at 100 miles per hour.
I mean, we've seen that this year already. Could have sworn we have, if I'm not mistaken.
Storms moving at 100? You might as well just not chase. Dude, there is one day this reminds me of big time.
DMs?
Yep.
I think I know exactly what you're about to say.
It just looks all like it.
Yes.
It just same area, same ordeal,
Yes.
same ingredients, same look. I don't know what the trough was on that day, but it looks like it. I'm gonna go look at the analogs for that. Shoot, 20. This one. Let me see what the trough was on that day. Hold on. Okay, it was definitely a much bigger trough. Here's the comparison. So this is the trough on that day. And then here's the trough. Why does that look so similar, though, still? Look at that, Lucky.
Wow.
Look how similar it looks. Of course, that's just a model run, but the first one is, observed.
Is that the same location, too?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow.
That's why I said the same area.
That is crazy. Yeah, definitely pull some soundings, by the way. It's crazy.
I'm going to look at the ingredients on that day. So at
Supersonic composite audio to 18.7 on this sounding. I don't know where I pulled it from. I think it was Illinois.
Here. Man. Dude, I forgot. I don't know if you remember, but the day 3 risk for that day was a marginal.
That's crazy.
Man.
That's crazy.
It just reminds me of today, but I just want to get your opinion on Tuesday. So you said
I said hell, but that's because I wasn't fully done looking at it yet. Honestly, I just took an educated guess. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't gonna say tornadoes, but I feel like that would have been a more reasonable, I guess. That's if this thing does not go discrete. If this thing goes discrete, probably I don't know. I don't know.
I think you needed a nap.
A nap?
Yeah. It's gonna be all hazards either way.
I just got a sounding for over 5,000 cape.
It's gonna be all hazards either way. The main area to pull soundings would be central and western Iowa. Oh, you know what? I didn't look at model differences. Okay, so right off the bat, the GFS is much faster with the trough. Like, severe weather would probably kick off in central, maybe even eastern Iowa, and the NAM shows western Iowa, eastern Nebraska. Wow, that's a lot of veering.
You said central Iowa?
Yeah.
You sure, Iowa? Okay, yes, you're sure. You're sure.
I know my states. I'm not you, Lucky.
I know my states too, buddy.
Let me go back over.
The photograph is going crazy on that. Like, it's going all over the place. It's like looks like me in kindergarten drawing on on a piece of paper. That's what the photograph looks like.
There's actually not too much of a difference between the NAM and the GFS.
Which is kind of scary
I
because
think
it's
the
a NAM.
GFS is just a tad bit quicker with the trough. Yeah, yeah, that's really the main difference. The GFS is just a tad bit faster. And for some reason, the GFS doesn't initiate, which I have no idea why it wouldn't initiate.
Yeah, me neither.
The only thing I can think of is the fact that it is low resolution to the point where it doesn't pick up on the rain.
Yeah.
Let me look at the... It definitely picks up on rainfall there. It just doesn't show it on simulated reflectivity.
Huh.
Interesting. All right.
Interesting.
Um,
Real quick.
Yeah.
It's not a big day. I know it's a briefing and stuff, but how long do you plan on being live for?
I don't know.
Okay, great answer. Helps a lot. Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Can we see a moderate? It's on the table for sure. Day 4 enhanced easily. Yeah, it's definitely on the table for a day 1 moderate. But we need a whole lot more model runs. I'd be blown away if they pull it on day 3. I don't think we'll see a day 3 moderate, but I wouldn't be too surprised for a day 1 moderate. But I mean, a lot's going to change between now and then. Models are going to shift all over the place, so this could easily downtrend considerably. But with the risk, or I should say with the models that I see here, it's definitely a big, big win threat. Big win threat. Clary, thank you for becoming an EF1 member. Greatly appreciated. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Pray downtrends, yeah. Most of the time it does. Most of the time it either downtrends or barely can maintain. It's pretty rare to see it uptrend on day 4. It's not impossible. I think the rarest day for it to uptrend is probably the HRRR 12Z morning of the threat. Like that's probably the model run that is the most rare for an uptrend. So we'll just keep an eye on these models, y'all. Watch it closely. Like I said, we'll be live for multiple hours tomorrow. I don't know when we'll go live exactly, but we'll be live. What does the HRRR say? Oh, right, yeah, we probably shouldn't go off the HRRR because it's terrible at timing, but HRRR shows about 7 o'clock for storms beginning, so we'll probably go live about 6. Hopefully storms hold off until I eat. That'd be great. So just make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you guys have hit that like button. We're 4 likes away from our like goal today. And if you haven't already, like I said, subscribe to the channel. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. And we'll be right back here tomorrow for another live stream. If you're new to the channel, we typically do a whole lot of live streams, videos. I try to do videos about once a week. Live streams are, in tornado season at least, they are a daily thing. They are really a daily thing. So my last video was 6 days ago. I might have to try to get a video out. Maybe I'll get a video out tomorrow. Tomorrow's a Sunday. You know, when... Let me see. Maybe I could try to fit a video in tomorrow, actually. It doesn't sound like a bad idea. Let's go here. Sunday. 3 p.m.? 4 p.m. I'll try to get a video out tomorrow at 4. If a video's out at 4 o'clock, then I did it. I got the video out. If not, then... Oops. I'd like to wait till the day 2 outlook from the SPC, which happens at 2, so 2 hours is enough time to make a video. I should be able to get a video at out at 4 Eastern. So expect a video tomorrow at 4 Eastern. If storms haven't already fired at that time, I pray they haven't. So try to get a live stream and a video in tomorrow. Let's see here. All right. Game stream? Definitely not. There's definitely no gaming streams on the horizon anytime soon. The next one's planned for sometime in November. Hopefully this doesn't show on Lucky's stream. Yeah, we'll probably wrap this up and then I'll send y'all over to Lucky. He's live now. Let me get an update on his computer. Lucky. Hopefully I didn't scare him. He's trying to find the button. There it is. Did I scare you?
Yes. No, but that's crazy what you just sent me.
Oh, yeah, that. But I wanted to know, how's your computer doing?
Doing great.
It is?
Great. Better than ever.
I can send them your way and you're not going to crash?
What? Huh?
I can send them your way and you're not going to crash?
I mean, yeah, but like, you're doing that? When?
I'll probably start concluding in 20.
I don't know when I'm ending.
Well, I have to figure out when. I mean, what am I going to do? Cover this storm for a 1.75 inch hail in a radar hole?
Yeah, what, they're considerable in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did you know our main severe threat is after 8 o'clock?
Wendy, thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Hope to see you in future streams. Our threat?
Yeah, like tonight.
The main threat is 8?
8 to midnight.
For us.
We're not expecting any more storms. What?
Wait, yeah, they're moving south.
I don't know what the SPC's saying.
Actually, no, they're moving east. Okay, yes, okay, maybe there might be a little threat. The storms to my west might try to hit me. Maybe they won't be too obviously sub-severe. Duh. But like even under special weather statement limits, probably. Maybe like a small wind gust possible. Because that is the threat that we're in today. But yours, let me go to your like radar at least. Unless it's supposed to your west, like your far west, are the main threat. Other than that, I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna see any redevelopment.
Yeah. If anything, it's gonna be barely because one environment it doesn't have. It's been raining all day. At least for me.
That has a hail spike to it. The one in
Where?
Oh shoot. It's Tor Possible.
Where?
Wisconsin.
Oh,
Is this Wisconsin?
yeah. Yeah, it just got added.
Oh wow, it had a much bigger hail spike about 10 minutes ago.
Let's see. Oh wow.
Yeah, look at that. That was a big hail spike. Big spike.
Definitely see why they're Tor possibling that. The back edge is trying.
What's the environment like? We should get a meso analysis shortly.
Yeah. Look for our area too to see what they're talking about.
I don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, this is the old meso analysis still. The new one's not in, and it does show a favorable environment for tornadoes in Wisconsin.
Do they even have a 2% there?
Yes.
They do? Okay. I didn't see that, honestly. Okay,
Oh,
yeah, well now I see it.
They put an MCD out. What does that say?
Isolated tornado there, probably. Or probably damaging large hail, isolated tornado. That's what I'm calling.
Strong to severe storm development, including the potential for supercells. The risk of severe hail and wind will be maintained from about 8 to 9 p.m. Central, which is 9 to 10 our time.
TRG,
Let's
I
see.
have some bad news.
What?
You were muted the whole time.
No. Yay.
Rookie mistake. That was from earlier when I was doing a test.
Ah. Yeah, so they don't say anything about a tornado threat, by the way.
Oh, they don't? Huh.
They do say supercells, though, which is, what's the definition of a supercell?
Rotating thunderstorm.
He remembered.
I'm not okay. I'm not that dumb.
Man. They just got a new severe. What's that for? Well, it disappeared. Okay, there it is. 1 inch
Yeah.
60.
Yeah. To answer your question about earlier, yes, I will. My computer will not crash.
All right.
So whenever you decide to do that.
All right. Good night. I'll touch you in probably
Alright.
about 10 minutes or so.
All right. Good night. See you TRD's chat. Because I don't know if he's gonna talk to me. Bye.
In 10 minutes, I will talk to you, and then I'll end after that.
Oh, okay. My bad. Hey.
This dude. So I'm gonna send you guys over to Lucky in about 14 minutes. We'll go through the risk one more time for those who may have just been tuning in. Then I'll send you guys to Lucky, who's also live streaming as well. So you'll be automatically redirected to him. You don't have to leave. He's gonna be starting up his channel again. He stopped for a week, which it's not his fault at all. Man, he stopped for actually almost about 2 weeks, which again, it's not his fault. It's because of the his computer literally just would not work for nearly 2 weeks straight. So, I mean, ever since the day before that high risk is when it started acting up, which I believe that was a while ago. That was a while ago. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and go through this risk one more time for those just tuning in. So today's severe risk, we've got a marginal risk out here, and we have a marginal level 1 and a marginal level over here as well. Marginal level 1 here, marginal level 1 here. We do have a slight risk level 2 up in Wisconsin and Michigan. And then we also have marginals back here towards Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. That's where we have another marginal risk in place. And tomorrow we have a enhanced risk for severe weather. We have a level 3 out of 5 for severe weather out there in Kansas, surrounded by a level 2 and a level 1 out of 5 for severe potential. Damaging winds with potential of embedded tornadoes and isolated very large hail upwards of about 2 to possibly even 2.5 inch in diameter will be possible. And then as we go into Monday, right now we have a slight risk. This could be upgraded, could be downgraded in the future, but we have a marginal level 1 and a slight risk level 2. Main potential with that will be nearly the same, damaging winds of about 70. Large hail, unsure on the exact potential, but it will probably be around the realms of 1.5 inch in diameter. And then I'm sure a couple brief tornadoes would be possible as well. And then we go into the big day, Tuesday. We are at the moment, this is probably going to change, but at the moment we are expecting, which we have a slight risk level 2, enhanced risk level 3. But at the moment we are expecting the potential for 70 to 80 mile an hour winds being a possibility. Could be greater than that. Multiple embedded tornadoes inside of a line extending from north central Iowa down through possibly as far south as central Missouri, as well as large hail potential upwards of about 2.5 inch in diameter. So damaging winds will be the main concern with multiple embedded tornadoes. We may even have the risk for a strong tornado on Tuesday, as well as very large hail, especially when storms get going. Then we have no risk as of now for Wednesday, but I imagine they're going to highlight at least sometime in the future. They'll highlight a risk area generally out in that area for Wednesday. All hazards should be possible, but it should be a little bit of a lower end threat, I hope. Then we go into Thursday. We have a slight risk for severe weather out for the DFW, Shreveport, back up towards southwest of Little Rock, up towards Tulsa, and Norman, OKC, Oklahoma, back down towards the DFW as well. That should be mainly a hail and a wind potential. I don't see much of, if any, of a tornado threat with that at all for Thursday, but we will monitor it closely. The next live stream's planned for tomorrow. Hopefully, I will have a video out at 4 o'clock, and I hope that I'll be live just after 5. But it could change. I may be live sooner. I don't know. I'm unsure on exactly when I'll be live tomorrow, but hopefully it'll be 6 Eastern. I'm aiming for 6 Eastern, probably just barely before 6 Eastern, as well as a video at 4 p.m. tomorrow Eastern time. I think there is a few storms near Wichita, actually. I saw that before. Yeah, there's a few rain showers north of Wichita, but nothing crazy at all. So, I mean, just watch out for the potential of a rain shower. So it shouldn't be anything crazy north of Wichita. I don't think Wichita's in that high end of a threat, but you're definitely in a threat for severe weather. Actually, you might be in the enhanced tomorrow. You are on the edge of the enhanced tomorrow, so you definitely need to be weather aware tomorrow for sure. Carolinas, their threats today, mainly wind and hail potential throughout the entirety of the Carolinas out here. Can't fully rule out a brief tornado, but that tornado risk is extremely low, less than 2%. And then we'll probably have another risk near the Carolinas. I don't know if it will be in the Carolinas sometime next week. I don't see that much potential for the Mid-Atlantic. Today is probably one of our last severe threats for May. And then in June, hopefully we'll kick up into severe activity because I want to go chasing. I'm going to go chase some actual strong to severe storms. That's not a very messy setup. So, yep. Alrighty. We're going to start concluding here shortly. So if y'all haven't already, I'll send you guys straight over to Lucky, so you don't need to leave the live stream. If you want to go watch Lucky, you'll be sent directly over to him. But here's where our subscriber count is right now. If y'all haven't already, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, so that way you'll know when I go live tomorrow. Make sure you hit that bell as well. Then you'll know when I go live tomorrow, or when I upload a video. And yeah, make sure you've hit that like button. We already hit our like goal. And if you can, share the stream with your family, friends, social media. Chicago is not in any big risk for tornadoes just yet, but I'll monitor it just in case. I'm going to go ahead and set that up so that way you guys will go right to Lucky. For those of you who want to stay and watch his stream, I'll join him shortly after I end my live stream. There he is. It wasn't even popping up that he was live for a second. Is he live? Okay. Weird. Half of my YouTube says he's not live, then the other half says he is. Let's see. What are we talking about here? Oh, the Deep South tornadoes? Yeah. Yes, El Nino typically is the year, or the pattern for tornadoes in the Deep South. And normally, the Deep South pops off towards second season, at least some. But we are very much below average right now in Dixie Alley. Very much below average. I think Mississippi's like 50-some below average, if not higher. So, quite below average. All right, there we go. So let me just go ahead and look at this storm again. Oh, it's weakened a lot. That's good news. Tornado potential is low, but non-zero today inside this green area, which storms are starting to exit. We do have a 2% risk for tornadoes. So I have accidentally covered most of the tornado threat up here. Because we went live when this storm was about to go considerable. We went live right here is when we went live, which is where storms were, you know, it's really into that 2%. And we're ending as they're leaving the 2%. I accidentally covered the main risk today. It's in a radar hole, so, I mean, I would have done coverage for it, but it was in a radar hole, so we couldn't really do much about it. But I was live during it just in case something managed to occur there. So, yeah. Again, the reason to do these briefings is to try to reach as many people as we can with the word of severe weather. So, hopefully you guys are at least a little bit more weather aware today. And yeah, we're gonna have big threats over the next few days. So we'll be live on a daily basis, probably all the way till Thursday. Yeah, till Thursday, right? Today should be Saturday. So we'll be live today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then after that, I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. So if you guys want to watch Lucky's live stream, just stay in the stream until it completely ends. We're going to start wrapping up now. We talked enough about our severe potential, went over all of our normal products, and we'll do it all again, most likely with Lucky's live chat later on today. And about, I'll be there in probably 10 minutes or so. It's going to take me just a little bit longer to get over there. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button with the notification bell set to all so you know when I go live tomorrow or upload a video, which I hope I'll be able to get one out tomorrow. No promises, but I'm going to try my best to get it out at 4 o'clock. Yeah, hit that like button if you haven't already, which most of you guys have, and share the channel with your family, friends, social media. And yeah, that is going to be it. That is going to be it for this live stream. So we'll have 3 minutes of outro music here, just so that way you guys can say bye to chat, and I can also, change the title and everything like that. So yeah, in about 3 minutes, you guys will be sent directly to Lucky. If you want to watch his stream, that's perfectly fine. I encourage you to, because I'll be over there in about, like I said, 5-10 minutes here. And yeah, if you don't, that's also okay. Just make sure you have a great rest of your day. Make sure you're weather aware out there. And massive shout out to all the mods for modding the chat. And like I said, once the stream ends, you will be directly sent over there. So right as I say goodbye on this live stream, in about 3 minutes, you'll be sent directly over there. You don't need a link. It will just send you over there. It will also say it at the top of the chat as well. So have a great rest of y'all's night, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye. See you later, brothers.
Stay safe, watch severe weather in the tropics, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's live stream. Have a great rest of your night. Goodbye.